right? The word works. The word works. We started from John 15, right? Let me read it. John 15, verses 5 to 8, New Living Translation. John 15, 5 to 8, New Living Translation. I'm going to be brief. Yes, I am the vine. You are the branches. Those who remain in me and I in them will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me is thrown away like a useless branch and withers. Such branches are gathered into a pile to be burned. But if you remain in me and my words remain in you, you may ask for anything you want and it will be granted. When you produce much fruit, you are my true disciples. This brings great joy, great glory to my Father. It's our much fruit season, amen? Amen. I ride on that prophecy from Pastor Nike. You will not struggle this year. Amen. You will not struggle to produce results this year. Amen. We said that last week, right? That trees don't grow to produce fruit. The fruit come out naturally when it is season. And because it is your much fruit season, you will produce the best results you ever produced in life. Amen. With the least stress. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. So, last week we discussed how to get revelation, because it is what flows from the tree into the branch, or the branches, that causes the branches to produce the fruit. So Jesus said, you just stay connected to me. So we emphasized that last week, and then we said, whatever it is that flows from the tree into the branch, make sure it's flowing to you. And Jesus said, it is my words. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, you will bear fruit. Revelation. The flow of revelation. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man, who does not stand in the counsel of the ungodly, who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly, stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of discomfort. His delight is where? In the law of the Lord. In his law he meditates day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. Stay where the water is flowing, and the water is revelation. Stay connected. So I just wanted to add one thing. After collecting the revelation, act on it. Amen? The blessing is in the doing, not only in the hearing. We need action orientation to provoke the miraculous much fruits this year. This is very important, right? James 1, 22 to 25, New Living Translation. James 1, 22 to 25. But don't just listen to God's word. You must do what it says. Otherwise, you are only fooling yourselves. For if you listen to the word and don't obey, it is like glancing at your face in the mirror. You see yourself, walk away, and forget what you look like. 25. But if you look carefully into the perfect law that sets you free, and if you do what it says, and don't forget what you heard, then God will bless you for doing it. Amen. Action orientation is critical this year. Your fruitfulness is dependent on obedience. Your fruitfulness is dependent on obedience. So let me do what Mary, the mother of Jesus, did at that wedding in John chapter 2, where the wine ran out. Yeah, let me play exactly the same role today. She went to Jesus. Said, they're about to suffer embarrassment here. They ran out of wine. Reception has not ended. He said, it's not magic. I don't turn it on and off. I need divine command, divine instruction. He said, okay. Then she ran to the waiters. Said, you see that man? That is the key to your deliverance today. He is waiting for instruction from headquarters. When it arrives, whatever he tells you to do, do it. It's in John chapter 2, verse 5. That statement rings in my head almost every day. Whatever he tells you to do. Why did she advise them? Because she knew his track record. By the time the instruction will come, it will likely be confusing. It will not make sense. It will run contrary to what they taught you in school. Oga, revelation is not given for analysis. It is given for compliance. Whatever he tells you to do, don't analyze it. Analysis will lead to paralysis. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. Let's do the preaching together. Let's do the preaching together. Help me to tell the person sitting next to you. Whatever God tells you this year, do it. Is the person looking like they will do it? Or just smiling somehow? Turn to the other person, turn to the other side. Whatever God tells you to do this year, do it. Most people don't act on what they know. I promise you that. Most people don't do. I read a book titled The Knowing-Doing Gap by two professors from Stanford University. They found out they checked hundreds of organizations and found out they hire consultants, pay a lot of money. Consultants give them recommendations. They found most don't act on the recommendation. It's remarkable. I'm talking about organizations now. And it is the same thing for individuals. Action orientation. See, once you are someone who sets goals and who moves, you make that phone call, you go there, you start that business, you put in the application. Once you're an action-oriented person, you've caught 50% of the people behind you. Most people don't do. For various reasons. So I had to ask myself, why don't we act? Why don't we? I checked from a scriptural viewpoint. I said, the number one point I found, spiritual warfare. Once Satan knows you've taken delivery of the information that can change your life, he will fight you to not act on it because he knows the result of acting. He will fight you. Even Christ. Remember, when it was time for him to die, why did he have to shout at Peter, his beloved disciple? Get thee behind me, Satan. He wasn't calling Peter Satan. But as he was telling his disciples, I'm going to go to the cross, they're going to arrest me, I'm going to die. The Bible says that Peter took him aside. It's in Matthew 16. Peter took him aside. The same Peter who earlier in that chapter, Christ asked, who do men say that I am? He said, they say you are Isaiah, you are Elijah. Okay, who do you say that I am? It was that Peter that spoke and said, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah. Flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Father in heaven. The same Peter, later in the same chapter. Now, Oga said, I'm going to die. Out of concern. First, should we say concern and love for the master? You cannot die. Stop it, Jesus. You are the one that taught us positive confession. You taught us faith. You cannot be confessing that you will die. You will not die in your name. You will not die. Secondly, out of self-preservation. If this man dies, there will be problem. The last time we were in a boat and we were at the risk of drowning, it was the man that saved us. When his mother-in-law was sick and Jesus went to the house, he just touched the woman. The fever disappeared. He said, yeah, my insurance, my life insurance, my health insurance, everything. You will not die. Why did Jesus react violently? Because even though Peter was doing it for whatever reason, Satan was the one actually taking advantage of his fears to speak to Jesus, to stop him from going to the cross. And if he did not go to the cross, the world was doomed. That's why Jesus reacted violently. Oh, God, you don't understand. Satan is now speaking through your mouth. I know you love me and you care for me, but right now, now Satan, I'm hearing Satan. So get thee behind me, Satan! Some of us will have to do that this year. Be careful so that somebody will not slap you. So, because people have different temperaments, okay? Do not say I did not tell you. Why don't we act? Past failure, right? Past failure. Why don't we act? Mindset, obstacles in the mind, fear of embarrassment, fear of failure, fear of criticism. What will people say? Hey, if it doesn't work out now, people will say, I'll tell you one, last one. Association. It matters a lot. Association. That most of us hang around people who also don't act. So when you declare the risk that you want to take, the steps you want to say, then they give you 10 testimonies. 10 people that tried it before. It's either they broke their hand or they broke their leg. It did not work out. You hang around people like that, they kill your drive. Take your courage from you and plant fear in your spirit. In fact, what the two Stanford professors found out was that the source of your information or knowledge determines whether you will take action or not. If the person telling you is somebody that has done it, there's the high likelihood that you will do it. If it is just a theoretician who has not done it, the likelihood that you will do it is very low. So I like to hang around people that do it. By temperament, I'm a thinker. I'm a planner. That's where my strength is. Analysis. That's where my strength is. And I realize analysis will not buy food. So I hang around doers. I was having a chat, with one of them some time ago. So one of our people in this town, multi-billionaire. From our discussion, I saw the action orientation. He said, I deal with things the way they are. I have big dreams, but I deal with things the way they are. And I don't allow anything to stop me. He said, when I was in school, he said, if I had the class, but it was raining, he said, I would just walk. He said, yes. I said, I would just walk into the rain and walk to the class. He said, I will arrive at the class drenched. And people will be laughing at me. He said, but they did not know I was happy because I achieved my objective. I made the class. I said, eh? He said, yeah. He said, I live in Lagos. If I want to move from the island to the mainland, I ask, what's the traffic situation? If they say it will take 4 hours, he said, I just factored the 4 hours into my plans for the day, and I entered the traffic. The important thing, I achieved my objective. Then I discovered why he's a billionaire. All excuses, dead. Action, orientation. There's another one, a multi-billionaire in this city. So he came for DLA, Daystar Leadership Academy, a multi-billionaire. So the people in class did not know who they were sitting there. If they did, some people would have bought him lunch, quick. But I knew. And I just found out that as I was teaching, I was taking the class, he was smiling. So during break, we had a chat. I said, you were smiling during the class. He said, he had very little education. He said the reason I was smiling was I was telling myself, I wish somebody taught me this when I was starting. He said, I had to learn the hard way. He said, I learned by doing. I tried. If it doesn't work, I tried. I changed the thing, I do it. He said, sometimes I'll be trying to solve a problem, he said, my head will be hot. So when he left, I said, someone with little education, but heavy action orientation. He was telling me one of his investments in Abuja, real estate investment. He said he gets, as at that time though, he said he was getting, some years back, he said he was getting 4 to 5 billion naira a year. From that one, he said he made the investment reluctantly. That it was his friend that just harassed him to know him that he had to come and do the investment. This place is going to change. Come on, this investment is good. So if not, he was not interested. So, and just that investment, just 4 to 5 billion a year. When he left, so I thought to myself, was it a problem that I went to school? It seems as if school does something to our brain. So the person that serves as apprentice, he's from the eastern part of Nigeria. So you know how the structure is. Yeah, you serve with someone, and then they release you. So we go to school. By the time we come out, we're walking all over the place, doing application, looking for who to work for. The person that does apprentice, even as vulcanizer by the roadside or mechanic or so, when they get freedom, like they call it, they start on their own, right? But the one that went to school is looking for who to work for. I said, God have mercy on me. But those are the people I love to hang around. Action orientation. When they were teaching, when I was learning how to play golf, one day I was about to hit the ball. I lifted my head. There were 2 trees ahead of me like this, direct. I looked at the ball, I looked at the trees. I stopped. So I asked the person training me, I said, the trees. The guy said, sir, Sherry Guinea. Can you see trees? He said, Koshigi now. There are no trees. I said, He said, sir, you see that there are different kinds of ions. The one that I gave you is specially designed for that. He said, when you hit the ball, he said it will go up. It will go up. So don't worry. Just do your own perfect swing. Make sure you hit the ball. He said, okay. The thing just went straight for the tree. Boom! Went up. He said, sir, it was the tree that was in your mind. Obstacle. That's what we're focused on, obstacle, and then we're paralyzed. We don't take any action. Since then, anything I'm thinking about that, Oshigi. There is no Igi anywhere. This year, you will have to act as if the obstacles don't exist. You will have to act as if you have the money. When they ask you, can you do it? Your first answer will be yes, before you figure out how. Kenny, jump. You will develop wings on your way down. The how will come out when you really need it. The reason why you are not getting the how is you don't really need it. You've not put yourself in a desperate situation. Fix it. Give it a deadline. Make the first. How do you think Jesus fed the crowd? 5 loaves of bread, 2 fish. How do you feed the crowd? Just break now. Go and serve the first person. And then they found out you break, you give. The thing is still there. Cut. That's how it is. Don't sit down somewhere and be assuming some people have a special life. Oh, they are lucky. They are not lucky. Their luck is in action. Whew. This year, your small move will be multiplied by God. What you touch with a finger, angels will move with supernatural bulldozers. Your action will be small, the results will be big. In the mighty name of Jesus. Every form of obstacle to action, orientation, we destroy them. Every mindset that is debilitated, we destroy them. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. If you were at ELC some few years back, my friend from Ghana spoke about when he was in school. And it was from school that he started telling people, somebody with over 50 companies. It was from school that he started telling people that he could do anything. So one day his friend asked him, can you lay egg? He said, yes. They said, then they went all over the school and started calling him the man that lays eggs. Over 50 companies. I prophesy in the name of Jesus Christ. I prophesy in the name of Jesus Christ. This year, you will hear what you've never heard before. You will see what you've never seen before. You will do what you've never done before. You will get results you never got before. It will be the least stressful year for you so far. It's your much fruit year. Your status has changed. Your identity has changed. By the power of God, even you will be surprised by the things God will do in your life. You are multiplying 100 times over. You are multiplying 1,000 times over. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Daystar, raising role models. Daystar, raising role models.